Green flag is out on our young guns. Heidi Barnard having a pretty good run. Morgan Smith on the high side looking sharp too. Trent Musk, well, not the start he is accustomed to in that number 5X, but keep your eye on him. He'll set off like a rocket. Bailey Windbelt goes around before we get a lap in. We'll see if they throw a caution or if Windbelt can get herself turned back in the right direction. Heidi Barnard leads lap number 1. Morgan Smith is putting the challenge on now to the high side in that 37 XXS. Christina Johnson, Trent Musk coming around as well. They are going to take the top 3 spots away before we get 2 laps in. Morgan Smith, Christina Johnson, Trent Musk having some problems on that 5X. Got a little piece of the wall down the front stretch, but seems to have kept damage to a minimum on that car. Morgan Smith comes by to lead. Christina Johnson followed up by Trent Musk.
Well, the top three drivers in this race, Andy, are the 3 drivers that have the only ones that have been able to win feature events. Morgan Smith, Christina Johnson, and Trent Musk.
It is a great series to start people off in racing. It's affordable, it's fun, and you can see that these kids get out and get some experience. We're looking at an average age 14, 15 years old out here in our young guns, with Morgan Smith coming by leading another lap. Christina Johnson managing to hold off Trent Musk yet again. With 5 laps to go, Musk currently scored 3rd. Heidi Barnard having some difficulties on that number 3. Her right front tire is completely out of whack. That's going to slow her down and send her back to the pits. Morgan Smith, Trent Musk trying to put the move on Christina Johnson coming out of turn number 2. Looks like he's going to get that number 2 spot away and send Johnson back to number 3. Red flag. Caution flag comes out for the 5X of Trent Musk, not having the night he expected. Two laps to go. Morgan Smith shows the way. It's Christina Johnson running in the 2nd spot. Gabe Flores, then Bailey Windbelt. Maddie Crane in the 12 rounds out your field.
Nice girl.
One more time around for Morgan Smith in that 37 XXS. It's Christina Johnson riding in the 2nd spot. Gabe Flores will round out your top 3.
Got that.
Checkered flag drops. Morgan Smith picks up the win, followed up by Christina Johnson with a nice 2nd place finish. It is Gabe Flores coming around to collect the number 3 spot.
All right, Morgan. 3rd feature win of the year. What was the racing like out there here in this feature event for you?
I don't know. There was a lot of cautions.
A lot of cautions. That's a good way to sum it up. Who do you want to thank for helping you get out here tonight?
Larry's Tires, Homelander Chassis, and my dad, Mitch Smith.
All right, congratulations once again. One more time for Morgan Smith, everybody.
Just like we saw in the heat, the battle will be between the 1040. Oh, caution comes out. I don't think our flagman liked the way things got rolling there. Fifth lined up 2 by 2, and the start is out once again. Paul Laney to the inside. It's Brian Carson riding the high line in that number 1040. Tomzak tied along in the tail end of that one in the number 3 spot. Then it's the 7H of Halberstadt. Paul Namey, Brian Carson, and Tomzak 1, 2, and 3. Paul Namey with about a 10-car length advantage as the laps wind down. 6 to go this time by for Paul Namey, followed up by Brian Carson and Chad Tomzak. Three laps to go for Paul Namey. He grabbed that lead and took off like a shot in that number 74. He's followed up by Brian Carson and Chad Tomzak. Halberstadt at the tail end of this one, about to go a lap down. If he can hang on to it, Paul Namey clears lap traffic. Make it 2 to go this time by for the 74 of Paul Namey. It'll be the white flag this time around for the cagey veteran, Paul Namey. Yeah, they call him cagey, but he's nothing cagey about him. Just a lot of experience behind the wheel of a race car in both a late model at the Berlin Raceway and now here. Just kind of having some fun in the 74, sponsored by River City Motors. Sun starts to set over the Winston Speedway, and the checkers are ready to drop. Here comes Paul Namey for the win. He's going to be followed up by the 1040 of Carson, and a very distant third will go to the 1T of Tomzak.
Well, Paul, what was that feature event like from your point of view?
It was pretty slick on the bottom. But hey, last week I forgot to say thank you to Bob Deephouse. He's not going to be our photographer anymore, but thanks for all your hard work, Bob.
Absolutely. And one more time, who do you want to thank for helping you out here tonight?
River City Motors, my sponsor and my business, so we got to say thank you to them. Brandon helped me out last night at Hartford. Thank you very much to him. We kind of got a little fender bender and got her fixed up for tonight.
All right, one more time for Paul Namey, everybody.
supplier of Jetson tires, England Automotive specializes in drivetrain, air conditioning, and engine repair and replacement. England Automotive. Let the professionals do the job.
Grabe Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Grabe's Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Rick's Repairs offers professional auto repair at a fair price. On Napa Auto Care Center, Rick is an ASE certified master auto technician. Heating and cooling systems, steering and suspension, shocks and struts, brakes, anti-lock and 4x4 repairs, drivability, tune-ups, electrical, engine repair, alternators, starters, clutches, clunks, rattles, and more. Rick's Repairs, 231-788-1830.
Camp Bell's Automotive and Towing, 24-hour towing and repair shop, all in one, specializing in foreign cars, as well as complete diagnostic for late models. Camp Bell's offers half-off towing if your vehicle is serviced there. If your car won't start or you need a fix, call 722-2796. Camp Bell's Automotive and Towing.
Keep your eyes on the 13 of Derek Poland. Jeremy Holman won the heat earlier tonight. Field comes up to speed, and we are green flag racing. Gets Sadie Klein by a nose. Caution comes out on lap number 1. It should be a full field restart. Field coming out of turns 3 and 4 one more time, and the green flag is back out. This time by Sadie Klein leads lap number 1, followed up by Kendall Marling. Then it is the 96 of Jim Belch. Chuck Smith in the 85. He runs 4th. Derek Poland rounds out your top 5 in that number 13. $16 laps to go from the Winston Speedway. It is Sadie Klein on the point, followed up by Kendall Marling, Jim Belts, and Josh Fry in the top 4. Derek Poland rounds out your top 5. Back to Chuck Smith, Mike Eplett, Jeremy Holman running in the 8th spot. It is the 9th spot going to Drew Wilkerson, and Mitch Smith rounds out your top 10 in the 37 XL. Laps to go. Sadie Klein has checked out on the field. She's out front all by herself in that number 8. Distant second is going to go to Kendall Marling. That's followed up by Jim Belts in the 96 running in the 3rd spot. Josh Fry, Derek Poland, and Mike Eplett round out your top 6. Back to Chuck Smith. He's running 7th. Jeremy Holman's 8th, and 9th goes to Drew Wilkerson with your top 10. Still being rounded out by the 37 XL of Mitch Smith. 27 laps to go for Sadie Klein at the Winston Speedway tonight on this beautiful holiday weekend on the shores of, well, let's face it, Lake Michigan. We're only a couple of miles away. Sadie Klein followed by Kendall Marling, Josh Fry, Jim Belts, and Derek Poland, your top 5. Mike Eplett having a nice run in the 74. He's currently scored 6th. Followed by Chuck Smith, Jeremy Holman. 9th goes to Drew Wilkerson. And your top 10 holds tight. Mitch Smith rounds it out in the 37 XL. 5 laps to go. 6 laps to go for Sadie Klein. Lap traffic starting to be an issue for Sadie Klein, but the drivers are being courteous and getting out of her way in a bit of a hurry because she's in a hurry herself. 4 laps to go at the Winston Speedway. Sadie Klein continues to lead Josh Fry, Kendall Marling, Jim Belts, and Derek Poland with 4 to go. Starting to wind down. Josh Fry has cleared himself of the battle for that number 3 spot. He's currently running 2nd behind Sadie Klein. 2 to go. Derek Poland spins on the front stretch, brings out a caution. The green flag comes back out as we've got 2 to go. Sadie Klein rides the low line. Josh Fry takes a look to the outside on the high side in that 44. He has given her a race. It's going to be the white flag this time by a drag race to the finish. Who's it going to be at the white line? Josh Fry by a nose. Can Sadie Klein reel him in with 1 lap to go? It's Josh Fry, Sadie Klein, Kendall Marling, and that 96 of Belts. Derek Poland still having a great run in the top 5 as well. Josh Fry on a last lap pass gets the win in the 44. He's followed by Sadie Klein and Kendall Marling.
Well, folks, he picks up another win here at the Winston Speedway. Haven't seen him down here in a little bit, but he's out of the car. Make some noise for Josh Fry. Driving out of Coopersville, Michigan in the Driftwood Bar and Grill number 44. Well, Josh, welcome back to Victory Lane, sir. You got the jump on the restart. You got Sadie Klein's tough when she gets out in that open air, but you caught her on the restart, got by her, and here you are, last lap pass. Here you are in Victory Lane.
In her defense, when you're out front, you have no idea where the rest of the field is. I found something through the race. She didn't know it was there, but she just runs a good, hard race. She's tough to pass. She just gave me just enough of a window, and we got her done.
Who do you want to thank for helping you get your car out here tonight?
Oh, my father. I never say thank you to my father. He comes every week, dedicates his life to it. Advance Fleet Parts and Service, Driftwood Bar and Grill, Right/Chance Saloon, everybody on the car. Thank you.
One more time for Josh Fry, everybody.
Milky takes the lead down the backstretch in the number 87. Andy Sprague wants to answer back in that 1S. He's run the low liner on the racetrack. Dave Milky leads that lap, followed up by Sprague, Passanier, and Erickson. Rounding out your top 5 is the 2K of Aaron Morey. to go. Dave Milkey shows the way, followed by Andy Sprague, Jeff Erickson Jr., Derek Passanier, and Aaron Moore, your top 5. Then it's Colin Throby, followed by Dean Wilkerson, Steve McLeese, Stan Dodds having a good run, and James Kimmel round out your top 10. He's in the number 44. It'll be 10 laps to go from the Winston Speedway with Dave Milkey out front, followed up by Andy Sprague, Jeff Erickson Jr., Derek Passanier, and Colin Throby. Worked his way up to the top 5 in the number 47. Then it's Aaron Moore, followed up by Steve McLeese, Dean Wilkerson, Stan Dodds, and James Kimmel. Round out your top 10. Kimmel in the number 44. We've got 9 to go next time by. 5 laps to go. Some lap traffic starting to come into play for our leader, Dave Milkey. It's given Andy Sprague a chance to catch up back a little bit better behind him. It's 5 to go this time by. Let's set the field for you. Dave Milkey leads in the 87. It's Andy Sprague in the 1S, followed up by Jeff Erickson Jr., Derek Passanier, Colin Throby, Dean Wilkerson, Steve McLeese, Stan Dodds, Aaron Morey running in the top 9 as well. And your top 10 still held by the number 44 of Kimmel. Of Dave Milkey as he comes around to the 2 to go sign, followed by Andy Sprague. It's Erickson having a great run in the 1E. He is in the number 3 spot. Derek Passanier and Colin Throby round out your top 5. The white flag displayed next time by on the 87 of Dave Milkey. Can he hold off Andy Sprague for one more lap? The field heads off into turn number 1. It's Milkey on the high side, Andy Sprague running the low line. He is in his tire tracks trying to do something on this last lap. It doesn't look like he's going to have the car to do it. One final time down into turns 3 and 4 as the checkers wave. It's Dave Milkey, followed by Andy Sprague and Erickson Jr.
Well, folks, he's out of the car. Make some noise for David Milkey. After coming off a second place run up at the Cherry Raceway last night, David, you come out here, you're leading the points here at Winston. You battle it out again with who would have guessed it? Andy Sprague, the defending track champion. What was the racetrack like tonight?
Oh, it was awesome. I can't thank Tom and his crew enough for giving us a racetrack. And yeah, I think somebody put magnets in our cars this weekend. Seems like we're always around each other. And I just can't thank everybody for helping me enough today. And I thank my mom and my dad, Leroy, my brother Kyle, Shannon, Durf, his 2 girls, and just can't thank everybody enough.
Definitely, and with you leading the state points now for going, it seems like that third straight title is looking closer and closer.
There's a long way to go.
Definitely. Any other sponsors you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank Crumpets Elevator, Kaiser Manufacturing, How Racing Enterprises, Kurt Cameron Forest Products, Northeastern Builders, North Star Title, Warner Farms, Gladwin Metal Processing, and Northern Logistics.
All right, well, everybody, one more time for your modified feature winner tonight, David Milkey.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
Exhaust specialties, from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom jewels as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialties located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Field comes out of turns number 3 and 4 to the green flag, and we are off. Neeser gets right down to business in that 99. No idea where his 87 is this week. We'll have to find out more about that later. Tom Sprague Jr. slides up into the number 2 spot. Then it is the M14 of Thurlby. He's worked his way up to number 3. Bob Bray, Jeremy Lang, and Bill Bray, your top 6. Laps to go. It's Neeser out front in the number 99. He's followed up by Tom Sprague Jr., Brandon Thurlby, Bob Bray, and Bill Bray, your top 5. Then it's Jeremy Lang, Rob Taylor, Chops Barnhart, Kevin Nelson Sr., and Matt Christensen round out your top 10. 19 laps to go from the Winston Speedway as Rich Neeser continues to show the way. 16 laps to go this time by for Rich Neeser driving the number 99. He's putting down about 15-second laps around the Winston Speedway. He's followed up by Tom Sprague Jr., Brandon Thurlby, Bill Bray, and Jeremy Lang, your top 5. Doesn't seem to matter what number Rich Neeser's got on the side of that car. He is out front and gone in the number 99, having a great run. He's followed up by Tom Sprague Jr., Brandon Thurlby, Bill Bray, and Jeremy Lang, your top 5. Rich Neeser shows the way. He's followed up by Brandon Thurlby in the M14. Tom Sprague Jr. rides third in that number 21. Then it's Bill Bray in the 94, followed up by the 02 of Lang. Our timing and scoring seems to have had an issue here at the track, so we're taking care of it for you from up here. Rich Neeser shows the way. He's out front in that number 99. Caution's going to wave. The 17 of Kevin Nelson Sr. slow up outside of turn number 2. Field comes back to green. Rich Neeser shows the way, followed by Thurlby and Sprague Jr. Under 5 laps to go. We have a single file restart. Around goes the number 7 of Christensen. Looks like we got a couple of flames underneath the hood of that car as well. Doesn't look like anything too much to worry about, but we are going to send the fire department on over there to get that 7 of Christensen put out. Field tightens up behind that 99, and we go back green flag racing. To go for Neeser in that 99, followed up by Thurlby. The battle on the track now for the 3rd spot. Bray tries to find his way underneath that 21 of Tom Sprague Jr., who is fast down the backstretch, manages to hang on. 2 laps to go for Rich Neeser. He's out front in the 99. It's been the Neeser show since the green flag in that number 99. He took off like a shot, and he has been gone. The white flag displayed this time by. One more time around for Rich Neeser. He's followed by Thurlby and Tom Sprague. No battle on the track to speak of now. They run single file one more time around the Winston Speedway. Rich Neeser makes it look like a piece of cake in anything with 4 tires and a steering wheel. Here he comes to the checkers. It's Rich Neeser, followed up by Thoroughbeat and the 21 of Tom Sprague Jr.
All right, Rich, you got another one, man. It doesn't matter if you're in the 87, you can do it in the 99 too.
Yeah, I got to thank Mike and Linda a lot. I mean, I called them at 3:30 today and asked them if I could drive his car, so I definitely got to thank him, that's for sure.
And you look wicked fast out there. No matter what anybody tried to do, they just couldn't catch you tonight.
Yeah, we had a little good starting spot, but not only that, we got a swing arm race car, as Jeffrey would say. But I got to thank all my sponsors, all my fans, and just everybody for coming out.
One more time for Rich Neeser, everybody, your late model feature winner.
Wanted cars, trucks, vans. Sprague's Auto Parts offers top prices for your wrecked, junk, or unwanted vehicles. Cash on the spot. We pick up or you drop off. For more information, call 231-726-2988. Sprague's Auto Parts, 81 South Getty Street, Muskegon. We buy cars for cash.
Grave Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Graves Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Rick's Repairs offers professional auto repair at a fair price. A Napa Auto Care Center, Rick is an ASE certified master auto technician. Heating and cooling systems, steering and suspension, shocks and struts, brakes, anti-lock and 4x4 repairs, drivability, tune-ups, electrical, engine repair, alternators, starters, clutches, clunks, rattles, and more. Rick's Repairs, 231-788-1830.
07 of Billy Frey brings the field up to speed, and the green flag comes back out. Caution's going to wave before we get a lap. Wilson Jr. shows the way. It's Jared Bisson riding in the second spot. Robbie Sternberg scored third that time by, then Frey and Bethany May, your top five. Wilson Jr. shows the way with the battle now for the second spot on the racetrack. It is Jared Bisson feeling the pressure of that 73 of Robbie Sternberg. 07 of Billy Frey is back there in the number 4 spot. DeJong having a nice run in the 70. He's clawing his way up to the top. Don't count out that 28 10-brink car yet either. Caution flag comes out down in turn number 4. It is the Deuce having a bit of a problem down there. Laps to go, 11 in. It's Robbie Sternberg starting to put a little pressure on Dan Wilson Jr. Caution flag comes out again. It is, wow, they come out of 4 to green. This time by for Dan Wilson Jr. with the pressure continuing from Robbie Sternberg. Having a great run. Take a look at that 41R. Dean Rake Sr. worked his way up to the number 3 spot. Then it's Jared Bisson. Mikey Eplett, Billy Frey. Joe Carmine drives the 11. He's currently scored in the 7th spot. Bethany May having a great job in the 0 question mark. She's running top 10. Number 9 goes to Mike Rowe, and Chris Rogers rounds out your top 10, driving the number 17. But showing the way, it is still Dan Wilson Jr. will have 14 to go this time by. Caution flag comes out. Field coming back up to speed as we get ready to settle at the Eplett Memorial. Tim Eplett Memorial from the Winston Speedway. Caution comes out as the 11 gets into the back of the 77. Caution flag comes out. Billy Frey. Field tightens up 2 by 2 behind that number 57 of Dan Wilson. We'll see if he can hold him off for 12 more laps. lap. It'll be 10 to go at the Winston Speedway. The battle is out front between Robbie Sternberg and that 57 of Dan Wilson Jr., who manages to hold him off one more time around. It's Dan Wilson Jr., followed up by Robbie Sternberg, Jared Bisson, Mike Rowe, Bethany May. That's your top 5. Paul Tenbrink, followed up by Mike Eplett, Chris Rogers, Bob Erickson, Robert Rao. That's 10. Jeff Ream, Billy Frey, Mike DeJong, Joe Carmine, Dakota Crane off the track. And we get back out front with 9 to go as the battle continues between Sternberg and that 57 of Wilson Jr. Robbie Sternberg right on his bumper, maybe a bit of a love tap heading into turn number 3. Caution's going to come out once again. 9 laps to go. It is Dan Wilson Jr. showing the way with a little pressure from Robbie Sternberg. We'll turn him loose one more time. The green flag is out. Robbie Sternberg taking a look to the high side of that 57 of Wilson Jr. A couple of sparks fly. Wilson Jr. didn't really like him trying to take that high side. They come back into turns 3 and 4 with the 5 to go. This time by being shown. Let's set the field. Dan Wilson Jr. followed by Robbie Sternberg, Mike Rowe. Then it's Bethany May and Paul Tenbrink. Back to Bob Erickson, Chris Rogers, and Robert Rao, your top 5, or top 10, excuse me. 4 laps to go this time by. The battle continues out front. Wilson Jr. and Sternberg. It's starting to get a little scrappy out front. Wilson heads off into 2 with about a 2.5 car length advantage. Sternberg now slow on the backstretch. Doesn't look like he is going to make it. Some difficulties on there. Oh, Bethany May brings out a caution. Single file restart with the 57 of Wilson showing the way. Wilson, Rowe, and DeJong, your top 3. The battle now going on. Oh, turnaround in turn number 2. 17 car manages to hang on. Looks like he's going to keep that car under power. To go. It is Mike Rowe now getting that number 2 spot. DeJong wants a piece of that action out front. Dan Wilson in that 57. 2 to go. White flag out this time by. It has been Dan Wilson Jr. the whole way. He's got one more time around the Winston Speedway to collect that trophy and check in the Tim Eplett Memorial race here at Winston Speedway. It is Mike Rowe running in the second spot. That 70 of DeJong wants to take a look to the outside. We'll see if he can slingshot around. The checkers are falling down. It is the 57 of Wilson Jr. followed by Rowe and DeJong.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
Exhaust specialties from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom tools as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialties located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Jr. jumps out to an early lead in that number 34. He's followed up by Gary Larrabee, Melissa Sprague, and Randy Larrabee. Chris Gagnon rounds out your top 5. He's in the number 97. He's fast, and he's trying to work his way to the front, but still held in that number 5 spot. To go, it is Mike Goodwin Jr. showing the way. He's followed up by Chris Gagnon and the 44 of Randy Larrabee. Then it's Gary Larrabee. Scored in the number 4 spot. Melissa Sprague in a nice run with the top 5 going right now. Laps to go for the number 34 of Mike Goodwin, followed up by Chris Gagnon, Randy Larrabee, and Melissa Sprague. Buck Spencer's worked his way up into the top 5. Then it's Brian Hammond, Wade Potter, and Mindy Holy. Gary Larrabee down off the track. He's down a couple of laps as they continue to wind down. 4 to go for your front runner, Mike Goodwin Jr. Times around the Winston Speedway for Mike Goodwin Jr. in that number 34. Chris Gagnon, Randy Larrabee trying to do what they can to reel him in, but it doesn't look like they are going to have time. The white flag displayed this time by on the 34 of Mike Goodwin Jr. Goodwin Jr. got out. Well, it's been a rough couple of weeks for Mike. He hasn't really been back to All-Star Performance Winner's Circle, but that'll change tonight. Goodwin Jr., followed up by Chris Gagnon and the 44 of Randy Larrabee, your top 5. Boy, he's up and out of that car quick. Let's send it down to Brian Osborne for a word with Mike Goodwin Jr.
Well, Andy, we're down here. Mike Goodwin picking up a win. He's taking a little break from victory lane, but here he is back and better than ever. Mike, that car looked fast out there tonight. You got around Gary Larrabee at the start there, and you never looked back.
Car was fast. Track was beautiful. I owe so much to Brian Carson and his wife, Jeannie, for helping me with this car all year long. I can't say enough. And my son, Jacob, takes a lot away from all that, and I really appreciate all their help.
Any other sponsors you want to thank before we let you go?
R&R Drink All, wishing the best for Bill Rake. Tim Eplett, we miss you. Dirt Track Jack, just a great night of racing. Bob Deephouse, so I wish you the best. Andy Oates for you, buddy.
One more time for Mike Goodwin, everybody. Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another recap of what happened at the Fast 3/8 Mile Dirt Racing Oval of the Winston Speedway located in Rothbury, Michigan. You see highlights of it each and every Wednesday night here on Comcast Channel 96 in Muskegon. I'm Brian Osborne, everybody, back broadcasting from the home studios rather than at the racetrack. Celebrating the 4th of July holiday this past week at the Winston Speedway was pretty spectacular. We had a great performance put on. And after the races were concluded, great fireworks as well. Performance was by the fine folks at the Phoenix Rising Fire and Arts Academy. Put on a nice fire dancing show and for the crowd, and the fans in the stands got to enjoy that along with those fireworks. But we had a full racing program as well. We had UMP Dirt Car Late Models, UMP Dirt Car Modifieds, UMP Dirt Car Street Stocks, Factory Stock Bombers competing in the Tim Eplett Memorial race for $500. We had the Four-Cylinder Warriors, Mini Stocks, as well as the Young Guns division. A full 7-in-1 show was on hand to help celebrate that 4th of July holiday weekend. First off, our late model class, we saw the 6-time defending track champion Rich Neeser top the board, and he picked up his 4th feature win of the year at Winston Speedway, and he continues to run away with the championship point standings, eyeing that 7th track championship. Seems to be more and more likely, but we are a long way from being done. But Rich picks up another victory for himself, and then we had Brandon Thurlby, the 2012 Michigan State champion, finish right behind him in second. Pretty good race, but a dominant performance from Rich Neeser again. He continues to hold off all the competition. And the funny thing was, he wasn't even in his own car. He was in a different car. I believe it was usually driven by Mike Wilburn. I think he had some accident down at Hartford Speedway on Friday night. So then for his race on Saturday, got into the Wilburn car number 99 as opposed to his normal 87, and he ended up picking up the victory in that car as well. Just proves to you how much of a talented driver he really is. The UMP Dirt Car Modified saw a great battle between two of the best drivers in the entire state and arguably the Great Lakes region. We had defending track champion Andy Sprague, 2-time in defending for that matter. We also had the 2-time in defending Michigan State champion for Modifieds and the defending Michigan Dirt Cup champion David Mielke. They both started up front, and they battled all the way through this race. It was back and forth. Mielke took off with the lead. Sprague did his best. He caught him at one point in the middle part of the race, and he almost looked like he was going to catch him, but that top groove again was really fast, and it was the preferred line, and we had a couple of cautions on off the restarts. Mielke managed to put enough distance between him and Sprague, and he walked away with it again. He cruises to victory lane, picks up another victory on the year for him. Driver out of Gladwin, Michigan, in the Crumpets Elevators, number 87. And he is also leading the point standings in that one. But that one is a lot closer between him and Andy Sprague, so it'll be interesting to see how that continues to play out the rest of the season. UMP Dirt Car Street Stocks were in action as well. They held a 20-lap A-main. We saw defending national stock car champion Josh Fry and Sadie Klein have a great battle in this one. Sadie Klein is very dominant when she gets out into that open airspace. She did that again in this race for the entire, almost I think 18 or 19 laps she led. We had a late race caution. Final lap of the race, Josh Fry makes his move. He was up to second at that point. She gave him just a small enough window, he said in his interview, as you saw, and he managed to get by her and went on to get the checkered flag on the very last lap. So heck of a move by Josh Fry. Two great drivers going at it. You couldn't ask for better. Some of the best street stock drivers in the entire state always race weekly at Winston Speedway, and that's what we get. So Josh Fry gets his 4th win of the year. He's been out of victory lane for a while, but he was back this week, and it's going to be interesting to see that battle continue as the street stock division really starts to heat up. We had our factory stock and bomber division, and they went at it in the Tim Eplett Memorial, the first annual race in honor of Tim Eplett. It was for a special $500 to win show presented by Hominator Chassis. We also had many sponsors donate money for each lap of the race, which was whoever led each lap was going to get the donated amount of money from one of the sponsors. So that was really cool. Great to see everybody's involvement. Great to celebrate a great man in Tim Eplett. But Dan Wilson Jr. ended up being the big winner when the checkered flag was dropped. He led the entire event. He saw a little bit of a challenge there from defending track champion Robbie Sternberg. But Robbie had some unfortunate mechanical issues, and he was forced to pull off about halfway through the race. A lot of cautions in this one. A lot of guys just going hard, trying to get that big money in place as well as they could. But Dan Wilson, he held his line. His car has been performing outstanding so far in 2014, and he has put together a heck of a team, and they are a heck of a race car, and they've done very well as they rack up the victory and pick up the big win in the Tim Eplett Memorial. So it was a great turnout for that event as well. Very happy to see that. The mini stocks had another victory by the veteran driver out of Ada, Michigan, number 74, Paul Namey. Picks up his 6th or 7th win on the year, just continues to show the way in that field. Picks it up. Brian Carson, another driver that we've seen in victory lane numerous times in that 1040 car, just finishes behind him in second. Two very talented drivers of the mini stock class, so they continue to roll on in that one. But Paul Namey looking very good, but Carson's got the point lead right now, and we'll see what happens when they go back at it next week in another full show. But we also had the 4-cylinder Warriors go at it again. We had Mike Goodwin picking up the win. He's been another one, been in victory lane many times this year. Took a little break, but he was back in full action this week. Just car looked awesome in that number 34. The Muskegon driver picks up another victory, so Mike Goodwin gets another good win. Chris Gagnon also a very good performing car. He finished just behind him in second, and Warrior division really starting to heat up as well. And then finally, last but not least, our Young Guns division, the starter class, all the kids. The top 3 drivers continued. Trent Musk, the young man out of Muskegon, has dominated so far this year. He's got 8 feature wins to his name. And Morgan Smith, though, picked up her third feature win. She's another driver that's been very competitive in this field, and she managed to get out front, weave her way to the front. Great driving by her, and she managed to go to victory lane. Musk had some problems. He hit the wall. It was not his night, but Morgan Smith proved to be another one of the top drivers in this young gun class and one of the best up-and-comers here this year. And not that all of them put in great effort week in and week out. It's amazing to see how these kids drive, and they do a very good job at it, most of them. And like I said, good congratulations to Morgan Smith on picking up her 3rd win of the year. And congratulations to all the feature winners that we had last Saturday night. Like we said, we were treated to a great fireworks display afterwards, celebrating the 4th of July holiday. And we thank all the people that were involved in that. Everybody at Winston Speedway did a great job, and we appreciate everyone choosing to spend their weekend with us. And we appreciate you for watching this program each and every week here on Channel 96. And we encourage you to come out and watch the races in person. There's nothing like it. And we're going to be back at it this week, July 12th, and we're going to have another full show on hand. 7-1, we're going to have the UMP Dirt Car late models, UMP Dirt Car modifieds, UMP Dirt Car street stocks, 4-cylinder Warriors, mini stocks, and then Young Guns as well, factory stock and bombers. And next week, big special for the 4-cylinder Warrior class. We're going to have a special $300 to win show presented by APS Performance. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Like I said, that's just part of our big full show, plus a special deal. This was just added this past week. All kids 11 and under will get in free with a paying adult. So all kids 11 and under will get in free next Saturday night, and we're going to be having more dates like that, but we'll let you know in the weeks to come. But that's starting next week, and for the next 3 or 4 weeks, but we'll let you know for sure. But starting next week, kids 11 and under, special show, kids 11 and under will get in free. That is, once again, next Saturday night, July 12th, at the Winston Speedway in Rothbury, Michigan, just off of US 31, just north of Muskegon. So we hope to see you out there, and we thank you again for watching our program here on Channel 96. For everyone at Winston Speedway, I thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy all the highlights, and we hope to see you back here next week. Same time, same place. I'm Brian Osborne, signing off.
Since 1980, Winston Speedway has been bringing the very best of West Michigan dirt track racing to the lakeshore. Late models, modifieds, street stocks, bombers, factory stocks, mini stocks, warriors, and young guns featuring 12 to 16-year-old drivers. Between races, you can visit Winston Speedway's souvenir stand, where you'll find favorite t-shirts, hats, and racing memorabilia. Or you can stop into their snack shack for pulled pork sandwiches, burgers, cheeseburgers, Polish dogs, hot dogs, walking tacos, french fries, as well as hot and cold beverages. Winston Speedway every Saturday night. Pits open at 3:30, grandstands at 4:30, hot laps at 5:30, and racing begins at 7. For more information, call Winston Speedway at 231-893-3023.
Supplier of jets and tires, England Automotive specializes in drivetrain, air conditioning, and engine repair and replacement. England Automotive, let the professionals do the job.
Grave Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Graves Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Camp Bell's Automotive and Towing. 24-hour towing and repair shop, all in one, specializing in foreign cars, as well as complete diagnostic for late models. Camp Bell's offers half-off towing if your vehicle is serviced there. If your car won't start or you need a fix, call 722-2796. Camp Bell's Automotive and Towing.